G'day all, welcome back to Dad vs Son, our playthrough of Combat from Compass Games, Volume 1, and we're playing the first introductory scenario, a meeting of patrols. We're about to go on with turn 2. So as you can see, 4 of my 6 Americans at the moment have been spotted. We've got the new orders out for the German forces. The card I got for the Americans gave Baker a 66 and Charlie a 72. Red ended up with a 43 and blue with an 87. So we'll be going red, Baker, Charlie, blue. So let's get into it. So red first. Starting up the back as per usual. We have a run and gun 5-6, so he's going to run down to here, like that. We have an aimed fire for this guy, but he can't see anybody, so doesn't really matter. He's not going to do anything for basically the whole time. For a little bit. Righto, next one we have suppressive fire for this guy up in the rocks, but again, he can't see anybody here. He can't see him, and he can't see him. He's blocked by these rocks and the hedges and so forth. So he's not really going to do a great deal maybe either. And then we have this little fellow who actually drew rapid fire, but he's got a bolt action rifle which is slow, so he gets aimed fire, so he can't do anything this impulse. For impulse 1, I just didn't move that, sorry. So that's the reds done, and we're up to Baker. So I've given Private Peters here aimed fire, so he can't fire at anybody. But he can try a damn good spot against this guy. And he can try a spot against that guy hiding there as well. So let's do the hiding bloke first. So we've got a range of 1, 2, 3, 4. So it's a +1, and we are hiding in rocks, which is a -5. So we have -5 + 1 is a -4. So we need a 0 or 1 to see him. And we get a 1. So what have we got here? It's the third dummy from the blues. Okay, so that's knocked that back. And then our other 2 Baker boys are here. And they can't see him, and they can't see him, and he can't see him, and he can't see him. So they can't do jack. Sorry, I've got to do my spotting roll for here as well. 1, 2, 3, 4. So again, it's a +1, and we are aimed fire in the open. I love how they get aimed fire in the open, which is a 0. So a +1 gives us a 6 or less. And we get a 2, so he's spotted as well. And he is Soldat Horn. There he is. Okay, so he's spotted, and I can't spot anybody else. No. Okay, and then like I said, these 2 can't fire at anybody at the moment. So, because I was hoping on all these guys sort of moving down and they're not going to. They've got an aim fire, and suppressive fire. So they're not going to do anything. So it's all going to be up to Private Peters up here. Right, so we're into Charlie now, and we have aimed fire here. So Private Temple can't do anything. And we have run and gun with these two. So what I want to do is I want to run to here. Yay! Like that. And then I can do a spot on him and him and him. And that's it. Okay, so let's start with the furthest back one over here. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, which is a 0 modifier, and he is aim fire in a hedge, which is a -1, I believe. Yeah. So he's a 7 minus 1 is 6. 6 or less to spot him. And we get a 5 and we spot Mr. Red right there, who is Soldat Kraus. There we go. And now we'll do this fellow here. 1, 2, 3, 4. So that's a +1. And he is sneak in a field, which is -2. So we're at -1. So a 0 through 6 again. And we spot him. And that is Soldat Schultz. And then this little fella here, at a range of 2, is +1 for run and gun in a field, which is a 0. So we're at +1, so a 0, an 8 or less to spot him. And we get a 6, and we spot Mr. Red here, who is a dummy, the first red dummy. Okay, run and gun 6-5. Okie dokie. Which only leaves little man here, and he is going to pop over to there with his run and gun. And that is that, and we're back to the blues. So we have aimed fire from this guy, but he can't see him or him or him, so he's not going to do anything. We have a sneak 6-5, so he is going to he's going to sneak 6, so he'll sneak to there. I can't see him. He can't see any of us, so that's fine. We have a sneak 6-5, so he will sneak to there. Sorry, he won't go anywhere. He won't go anywhere. Because we're only sneaking, so he can't do anything. And we have an aimed fire here. So he's going to fire here. So he has a normal rifle, which means he can't do anything this turn because he can't shoot. And that is everybody done. And we go on to Impulse 2, and the reds are first. So we have aim fire for this guy, who can't see anybody. Yes, he can. You can see this guy. Dun, dun, dun. Rightio. So we're at range. He's got a normal rifle. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. For a Kar 98 is a 0 modifier, and we are run and gun in hedges. Which is a -1. So he's a 3, -1. So 0 through 2 for a hit. We have a 6, so nothing happens. Next red is over here, suppressive fire, but he can't see anyone. So he's done. We have aimed fire there. He can't see him or these guys. I'm not sure if you can see him. Yes, he can. So he can aim fire over there as well. Now he has a normal Kar 98 as well at a range of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, which is a 0 modifier. And again, we are running gun in hedges, which is a -1. So it's 4 -1 is a 3 or less. We get a 6, so nothing happens. He's done. And that's it. 1, 2, 3. So then we go on to Baker. So this is our first little man here. And we have aimed fire. And we can see this guy out in the open. So we're going to shoot there. And he has a M1 Garand. 1, 2, 3, 4. And for the Garand, a 4 is a 0 modifier. And this guy is aim fire in the open, which is a 0. Okay. So we are at weapons 6. So 6 through 0 for a hit. And we hit him. And we killed him. KIA. Right. Oh, so he is dead. I'm not marking out where the enemy killed are because I'm just keeping them up there so I know who's killed and who's not. That's an aimed fire in there. Right, is there anything else he can do? He can't spot anybody else. Nope. So then we've got the Baker boys down here, and again, they can't see anybody or shoot at anybody, so I'll have to start bringing them forward next time. And then we have the Charlie boys. So we've got aim fire here. He can't do anything. We've got a run and gun here. He can't see anybody. And we have our little corporal here who has run and gun. So he's going to shoot. He's got a grease gun. Now, he could shoot at him or him or him. He's got a rifle. He's got a rifle. He's got a rifle, but he's out in the open. So it's going to be easier to hit. And he's not shooting back. He is, and he is. So let's see if we can take out this guy here. This guy's a recruit. So it's harder for him to hit. This guy's a normal soldier. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for a grease gun. Is a 0 modifier. And we have a bloke aimed fire in the open, is a 0. So it's all zeros, and the grease gun fires 3 bursts. And we have a -2, so it's a 3 or less to hit. First one, a 9. Low ammo. Second, a 0. Yes. So he goes up to bold because he hit. And we see what we hit, and it's a light wound. So this guy now has a light wound, and he has to do a morale check for his wound, which will be at a 4 or under. He gets a 1, so he passes it. So he loses 1 morale and goes down to being cautious. And then we have 1 more burst to fire. And it's a 4, which is another hit. So it's a bad wound this time. And a bad wound is still not enough to kill him, because that only brings it up to 4, and he's got bloody 5. So again, he does a morale check, and a wound morale check. So it's at a 0-1. And he fails, so he goes down 2, which is a rout. Now, the other thing is, I think, okay, with rout, I think they automatically change their order to the fastest way to get out of there. Rout. Okay. An enemy character with the morale state of rout that has a line of sight to a spotted friendly character will move in the direction specified under the rout line of the enemy order. So he's red, and the rout line for that is 2. And he will move by the fastest possible from the following list, fastest to slowest. So a direction of 2 is straight up the road, which is the fastest he could go would be a sprint. So that is what he is going to do. Sorry, grabbing the wrong bloody ones. Sprint 2. Blah, 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 run and gunses and come on, sprint 2. It's one of those ones I haven't really used a lot, so I'm just trying to find the bugger now. Evade, sneak, sprint 1, sprint 2. Okay. So his order automatically becomes the fastest way to get out of there in the direction that he's told to go. So he is now routing, wounded, sprint 2. Okay, that can go in there. And that's him done, which leaves us with blue to do. And we have a sneak 6-5, so he will go sneaky there. We have aim fire, he's got nobody to shoot at. And we have a sneak 6-5, so he will come over to there. And again, he can't see anybody there, can't see anybody there. or anything else. So that is the end of impulse 2. We go on to impulse 3 and we're back to the reds. So we have an aimed fire here. And again, the only bloke he can shoot at is our little man down here. So again, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. For his rifle is a 0 modifier. And we are at run and gun in the hedge, which is a 0. So he is just firing for 0 to 3. Except this is the 3rd, and he can't because it's aimed fire. Nearly got away with it again. Okay, so he's done. We have suppressive fire. He's not doing anything. And we have a sprint 2, so he sprints up to there like that. Run away! Run away! Okay, and then we go into Baker. So we have our little man here who is on aimed fire, so he's not shooting at anybody. He can't spot anyone who's not already spotted. And these two can't do anything. So they're done. Which leaves aimed fire here. So he can't do anything because we go straight on to Charlie. We have a run and gun here. So we will run to here. And there's nobody that we need to spot. So he's done. And we have a run and gun here, so he will simply run to there. Like that. And he is done, which leaves us with the blues. So we have a sneak, so he doesn't do anything on the 3rd impulse. An aimed fire, so he's not going to do anything. And a sneak, so he's not going to do anything. Which brings us into impulse 4 for the reds. We have suppressive fire, he's not doing anything. We have aimed fire here. So again, he can now fire here or here. Distance wise is the same. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So there's nothing in it for that. They're both run and gun in there. So the corporal will be 1 to 5 and the medic will be 6 to 10. Sorry, 0 to 5, 0 to 4, and 5 to 9. Okay, so he's firing at the corporal. So it's 0 for the range modifier, and we are run and gun in a hedge, which is a -1. He has a fire value of 3, so it's a 0 to 2 to hit. And he misses. So he's done. He's done. This guy sprints. So he goes 1, 2 to there. And that's all the reds done. So then we have Baker. We've got nobody to shoot at. So he does nothing. Nobody to shoot at or spot. So they do nothing. We go straight to Charlie. Aim fire, can't do anything. And we have these two that can shoot. So let's see if this guy can get this bloke out in the open first, because he doesn't have very good at all. So we have a sneak in a field is a -1. The range for the Garand is a 1, 2, 3, is +1, so that's a 0, but he's -2 for run and gun, so it's a 0 or 1 to hit. And he does not. So we're going to do the same again. We're going to go for this guy here. 1, 2, 3 with a grease gun. That's a +1. A -1 is a 0. So he's -2. So that's a 3 or less to hit. And again, 3 bursts. First one hits and KIAs. So we don't need to fire the other 2 bursts. And this guy is dodoed. Sneaky 6-5. There we go. And get rid of that. And get rid of that. And that leaves us with the blues 2 do's. And we have an aim fire, so he's not going to do anything. And we have a sneak 6-5, so this bloke will simply come down to here. And that ends game turn 2. So things are working out for us at the moment, that's for sure. And we'll keep going to see what we've got. So I'll see you back for turn 3. Take care. Catch you later.